And now, please welcome the members of the graduating class of 2022.
Okay. Hi, I'm Max Federalden, co-president for the class of 2022. Thank you for a great school year. I like many events. I like prom, homecoming, playoff games. I will miss my teachers and friends. Thank you to the class of 2022. Good luck in the future. Go Chicago!
Thank you, Max. My name is Kevin Beckwith. I'm the class advisor for the class of 2022. As class advisor, it's an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the Hamilton Wenham Regional High School class of 2022 graduation ceremony. There's been an air of excitement all week with special culminating events such as Scholarship Night, Senior Farewell, and Candlelight. Today marks the last official event for the class of 2022. And it is so wonderful to be with you here today. On behalf of the class, we want to thank everyone who has helped make this day a reality. Thank you to all the families, friends, teachers, administrators and their assistants, coaches, counselors, custodians, food service staff, advisors, and members of our community who've helped these students along the way. This is not just the school's graduation ceremony, but the community's as well. Each of your contributions has made an impact. These graduates might not have realized it, but this has been a group effort all along. During freshman orientation this year, Mr. Managoni spoke with students about writing their story for the next 4 years. Now, as I stand before the class of 2022, I realize I've just finished reading the first chapter of your collective book. As your advisor and as your teacher, I have witnessed awe-inspiring growth in each of you. Sadie Condon, Charlie Shibley, Sydney Smaller, Jackson Doobie, and Ariel Greenberg are just a few of the many whose exponential progress it has been a joy to observe. At the start, you were a class seeking an identity on a journey that was interrupted by COVID. With consistent student leadership, you pushed through that adversity and forged an identity, one in which students advocated and cared for each other. In the process, you have forged long-lasting friendships, many of which I've seen develop over the years. Oliver Fisher, Koa Burke, Hugh DeMarco, and Quinn Monahan come to mind. I've seen their friendship develop since they were 9th graders. And after seeing them at senior prom, it is evident that their friendships are stronger than ever. This has not happened by accident. It is a testament to the safe, collegial, and supportive atmosphere you have all helped to create. You should be proud that everyone in the class feels connected to something greater than themselves. That is an amazing accomplishment. Now you will write the next chapters of your lives. If I have one last piece of advice for you, it is this. Continuously redefine your limits, whatever that might mean for you. You may fear public speaking, but push yourself to do 5 minutes of it. You might not like heights, but push yourself to climb a little higher. Whatever your limits, you can't grow unless you push past them. So, as you move through college, develop your career, grow your family, think about those limits, challenge those limits, and continuously redefine those limits. To the class of 2022, we will most definitely miss you, but we also can't wait to read the next chapter. Congratulations.
Good morning and welcome to graduation. We're very excited this year to be back under the tent. My name is Brian Menegoni and I'm the high school principal. We are proud to celebrate the members of the class of 2022 today. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our salutatorian, Libby Collins.
Good morning, friends, family, and faculty of Hamilton Wenham. My name is Libby Collins. Before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the community of Hamilton Wenham for helping each and every one of us to get to this special day of celebration. We truly appreciate your dedication and devotion. On the final day of senior seminars, we all received a copy of our 9th grade yearbook photo. The intended goal was reflection, but for me, the actual result was an instant flashback to freshman year orientation. It was faintly funny and slightly embarrassing to recall the details of our big launch into high school. Administration gave an intense talk about how grades in high school actually mattered. A badly timed scavenger hunt in the blazing sun made for some sweaty and red-faced 9th grade yearbook photos. And of course, many fell victim to questionable first day of school outfits. But I'd like to think that the past 4 years of high school have changed those 14-year-olds almost beyond recognition. I won't bother trying to define the past 4 years with vague details and cliche-filled language. Not all memories are meant to be universal, and it would be a mistake to diminish the significance of individual growth. But I will try my best to highlight some shared experiences. Now, I'm not one to slack off, but last year, the prospect of lying on the warm track mats was too tempting to resist. Some have said that those mats have healing powers so intense that they can make an 105-minute block pass in the blink of an eye. treatment works best if you ignore repeated calls from your teacher to get off the track mats and come inside. Even when those mats lose their appeal in the winter, the same healing powers can be found inside the walls of the school, mainly through cafeteria scones. Biting into a warm chocolate chip scone during power block is one of the most effective forms of self-help. But we can't exist in a state of serenity and oblivion all the time. As you know, conflict is a part of life. And where better to unload unreasonable amounts of rage than the high school parking lot? The senior-parent rivalry beginning at the final bell is a time-honored tradition that admittedly has resulted in a few close calls. The perpetual nature of this conflict makes it hard to name a winner, but I'd say that the newly licensed teenagers are going to take this one. And finally, advisory. Those highly anticipated days usually began with one student casually mentioning advisory, followed by many echoing the same question. Wait, we have advisory today? Unfortunately, that confusion remained as we funneled into classrooms, only to realize that the daily activity was solving riddles for some reason. Of course, the other portion of high school is academics. Beyond the joys of warm scones and track mats, there is still a fair amount of work to be done, and we know how difficult managing the workload can be. Even though our teachers and parents have prepared us extremely well for what lies ahead, small moments where we question our abilities still linger. Some days, Shakespeare feels like a mystery not designed to be solved, and other days, making sure that 6 times 7 really does equal 42 on a calculator seems not just reasonable, but necessary. Thankfully, we are more than those little moments of self-doubt, just like we are more than our freshman school pictures. On that last day of senior seminars, some of us passed our pictures around while others quietly shoved them away. Most of us wanted to completely dissociate from that prior self, insisting it was a lifetime ago and hoping that we looked different enough from freshman year. After 4 years together, we've completely and absolutely intertwined ourselves into this community. A community that stood by us through remote learning and the new normal. A community that surged with such powerful and pure energy during the girls' soccer state championship final. The connection is so intense that the easiest solution would probably be to cut off all ties. But that would be a mistake, because this community knows us best. Because within those freshman pictures, you can sense the hope and energy of newly minted middle schoolers. Those are the kids who said and did embarrassing things. Those are the kids who somehow got lost in the building shaped like a square. But those are also the kids who understood what it felt like to be new at something. They had to throw themselves into a new environment, and it didn't come with an instruction manual. High school seniors are often encouraged to look ahead, to dream about how much better the future might be, to leap forward towards our endeavors, full speed ahead. Right now, we are experts at high school, but once we receive our diplomas, we will officially become amateurs at whatever we do next. In closing, I urge you to remember what it felt like to be a 9th grader on that first day of school. Take your new label as an amateur and wear it proudly. Forge a path that is distinct and unique. Follow your own roadmap, but remember the coordinates for home. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Libby. And now I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Luke McMahon.
Welcome to members of the Hamilton-Wenham communities, Superintendent Tracy, Mr. Menegoni, Ms. Losi, and teachers from all of our schools who are able to be here today. Welcome to family and friends, and especially the class of 2022. I'd like to preface my speech with this disclaimer. I'm not good at public speaking. As the members of my 9th grade Romeo and Juliet film group can attest, I've never been good at it. I stood comfortably behind the camera while we filmed most of the project for a reason, and it wasn't because I was intimidated by Eli Malloy's acting skills. Even though I'd still rather avoid public speaking, I recently realized that I'm not afraid of it anymore. The support I've received from teachers and peers that have surrounded me these past 4 years has given me the ability to stand in front of you today, and because of that, I genuinely like to thank all of you. While it's true that we earned our diplomas ourselves through hard work and way too many sleepless nights, it's also true that we couldn't have done it without the support of the countless teachers, friends, and family members who've had our backs along the way. Classmates, I'd encourage each of you to identify the people who have helped you grow over the years and to personally thank them after the ceremony is over. On the first days of 9th grade, I don't think any of us could have predicted what was going to happen during the next 4 years. And I'm not just talking about the global pandemic. I'm talking about all the smaller but just as important things that happened during our time here. About Ian Castricane, Oliver Fisher, and Sam Cowes deciding to grow out their hair, and Cassius Fecky deciding to shave all his. About the girls' soccer team winning the division championship, and the volleyball team uniting our school community when they almost won theirs. About Mr. Bucci leaving us so we could hunt down every Giotto in Italy, and Miss Paulson arriving to help us overcome our fear of rabbits. I'm talking about Miss Losi becoming our vice principal this final year, because as deserving as she is of the position, I don't think any of us could have seen that one coming. More importantly, however, I'm talking about all the ways that we have grown as people these past few years. I'm talking about how the Damarakis have grown to be actors, how Jesse Cooper has transformed into our fearless president, and how Ariel Greenberg has become not just a poet, but also the editor of the General Consensus. I'm talking about Eli LaBelle has become one of the fastest kids I know, Kaylee Whelan one of the strongest, and Libby Collins one of the smartest. Last but not least, I'm talking about how Jackson Courtney has become one of the most acrobatic. If you don't believe me, come see me after the ceremony, and I'll send you the video of him backflipping off a picnic table. Despite, or maybe because of, the many, many hurdles we have faced these past 4 years, we have all grown in amazing ways to become the people we are today. And if a global pandemic, the loss of Mr. Shippen, and our school's inability to open more than one lunch line can't hold us back, I have to say, I'm very optimistic for our future. In fact, I can almost see it now. Quinn Moynihan will go on to win a Grammy one day. Marcus Nolan will play in the NBA, and Ryan Lowell will discover a planet, and maybe even name it after me. Leo Kagan will single-handedly make Pajama Thursdays a new tradition at Emerson College. Hugh DeMarco will be the teacher elected to speak at the Class of 2040's Candlelight Celebration, and Walker Goodrich will terrorize Europe with his red car and endless school spirit. Richard Wostell might just find a way to save our ice caps. Jeremy Reed will invent something amazing, and Peter Leger will continue to impress everyone he meets with his empathy and understanding. Jane Maguire will become the captain of Colby's soccer team. Mia Flynn will remake the live-action Avatar The Last Airbender. And do it right this time. And Nico Kessler will get rich off cryptocurrency and NFTs. So reserve your room on his yacht today. I will go on, but then we'll be here all day, because each member of our class is heading in their own uniquely amazing direction, and I know for a fact that we're all going to accomplish great things in the future. However, as much as we will change, and as far as we will go, we should always remember the friends we have found here at Hamilton Wenham. Classmates, I won't pretend that we all have the same friends, or even that we all interact with the same people regularly. At the end of the day, we're still teenagers, so forming cliques is basically in our DNA. But I do know that, whether as a player in the football team, or as a member of a film club, each one of us has been able to find a supportive community during these past 4 years. We have all been able to find people we could call if we ever needed a ride. In my case, I call Ivy Joyle. We have all found people we could trust to edit our English essays the night before they're due, and we've all found people we could open up to while lapping during Power Block. In other words, we've all forged real friendships, friendships that have been integral to our success as high school students, and friendships that, if we maintain them, will continue to be integral to our success for the rest of our lives. From now on, we will always be members of the class of 2022, and we will always have people we can rely on when things get rough. These connections we have formed these past 4 years will assure us that we'll never face the world alone, and with their help, we can all grow to become the best people we can possibly be. With that said, congratulations class 2022. Through some miracle we made it. Let's get our diplomas and get out of here in a slow and orderly fashion, or we might end up in HW Bad Drivers.
Thank you, Luke, and congratulations. When I watched your class in the fall of 2018 as freshmen in the cafeteria during lunchtime, I thought, what is going on here? Then I thought, well, you will keep me busy and employed as an assistant principal for 4 years because of what I would call your spirited approach to being in school. Now fast forward to your last weeks at the regional. As I watched your class in May of 2022, I still had the same question. What is going on here? But I asked the question for a different reason this time. I noticed once reluctant learners who had transformed into diligent students producing high-quality work. Leaders emerged with a strength of character and conviction necessary to capture a state championship. There was even a large group of young men who actually learned to clean up after themselves in the cafeteria. Most of the time. It was truly amazing to witness. But most important, it was evident that the class of 2022 had grown closer than any group of students I have ever been around. You faced tremendous adversity together and built a family from this. I am very proud of you and all you have accomplished and become. But I cannot do justice to the explanation for how this transformation occurred and what it may have felt like on an individual level. Rather than attempt it myself, I would like to invite a member of the class of 2022 to explain the change that has happened. Peter Leger, would you come up to the podium and share your thoughts with your classmates?
First and foremost, thank you. That's all I have. For my friends, hi. Good morning, and thank you to everyone who's gathered to celebrate alongside my fellow seniors and me. My name is Peter Leger, and I am incredibly grateful and proud to speak to you today. First and foremost, I have to thank my father for instilling an understanding of what my name means. I can't say I'd be walking across this stage today without his guidance. I haven't come up here to scare you or worry you about what's to come next year because we have enough to worry about as it is. Instead, I'm here to thank all of you for all the times we've shared together in these last few years. I've learned to share and how to be a better friend through many of you. In all honesty, I could not imagine myself with another group of seniors. And I'm sad I did not grow up with many of you. And for others, it saddens me that we did not remain close. But that does not change the fact of the matter. I am proud to be one of you. Here we are, 4 years later, after many hard journeys to get to school, and I would do it again if I could. Entering the building 4 years ago was the most I've ever had to step outside of myself, outside of everyone and everything I've known, especially my comfort zone. My first days at this school will remain with me for the rest of my life. The journey to this school alone is where I truly had to grow up. There were mornings where the train would not show up, and it was for me to ensure that I arrived at this building. The term well-rested and ready to learn may not exactly be how I describe my arrival, but instead, where there is a will, there is a way, is how I describe it. I'd like to believe that being around so many of you is what allowed me the strength to return here day in and day out. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell my fellow seniors how proud I am of you, stepping up as leaders and role models in this community. It's small, yes, but if you can influence change here, you can influence change anywhere. We're leaving this place better than how we found it. No class before us and no class after will ever be able to relate to our high school experience and all that it's been. I did not come to this school with predetermined expectations of who my peers would be, and I believe I was given that same consideration in return. In every experience of your life, there will be moments where you have no clue where to turn, and the way forward will seem to have darkened. There will also be times where things are unimaginably well. You must always remain steadfast in who you are and do the things you love and always be kind. I know it's cliche to tell you to be kind, but kindness is what I believe we've learned in all these toilsome years together. Kindness is how we made it through a pandemic. I believe many of us felt the world would end before we finished high school, or there's a chance that may have just been me. But I wanted all of you to know that your simple gestures of acknowledgement to those around you, gestures large and small, went a long way in a hard time. While isolation was difficult for all of us throughout this pandemic, we returned from quarantine ready to grow and gain self-awareness. We're leaving a lasting impact on the grades below us, and I hope that carries on well after we leave. The inclusivity that's displayed over the last 4 years is what chips away at the division of people that has manifested itself within this country for generations, not only in just our country, but across the world. And our teachers have given us the tools to truly believe we can change the world, and I most definitely believe it. We are part of the change right now, taking down a barrier between people, races, genders, sexualities, and whatever it may be. Recognizing the person in front of you is the most kind thing you can do. For many of us, this is the first time we're stepping into the real world. This is not a very kind world, especially to those who are going out of their way to be kind to others around them. While you may not always be able to directly relate or even understand what reality may be for others, try to always empathize, just as we learn to do for each other here. The first step is always choosing to be kind. I have no doubt our class can lead the change outside of little tiny old Hamilton Wenham. And it may be sad that we can't do that together. I understand goodbyes are extremely hard, yes, but I cannot wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of you. Forever and always, roll gents.
Thank you, Peter, for addressing all of us today. You shared a powerful message, and I think it is important to hear the positive impact that adversity, experience, and friendship can have on an individual and a community as a whole. Class of 2022, please keep this in mind as you move forward, and know that each of you are capable of accomplishing great things and making a real difference in the lives of others. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our Superintendent, Eric Tracy.
Mr. Menegoni, this is the first night before graduation I was able to sleep because I didn't have to set all this up, so thank you. You're welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the parents, families, and caregivers who have been on this interesting and sometimes unusual journey with the members of the class of 22. Also, thank you for trusting our amazing staff and faculty with the education of your children. To the class of 22, even though I was not able to finish all 4 years with you as your principal, I am grateful to be here with you today. Each of you has been on this 12-year journey through school, creating stories and memories that will last a lifetime. It was fun to watch you when you went back to your elementary schools this past week. For me, it was amazing to watch you interact with our littlest learners who truly thought you were all movie stars. But more importantly, watching you reconnect with the teachers you haven't seen for many years was the highlight of my day. Therein lies the strength of our district, the amazing relationships that you have forged through the years. with each other, and with your teachers and in the community. As you leave here today to start the next journey, remember, the days of your journey will be light and dark. Some will be happy, some will be sad, and others will be totally amazing, but they'll never quite be the same. Take time to learn and grow from each day of your journey. Build strong relationships and be willing to connect and learn with anyone. Good luck as you step off into the next segment of your journeys. And remember, we will always be here for you, because Hamilton-Wenham Regional School District relationships last a lifetime. Thank you. And now for the real business I was up here for. Mr. Menegoni, by the authority vested in me by the state of Massachusetts and the Hamilton-Wenham Regional School Committee, I certify that the members of the Hamilton-Wenham Regional High School class of 2022 assembled before us today have met all of the requirements of the state of Massachusetts and the Hamilton-Wenham Regional School District and are eligible to receive a diploma today.
Margot Jane Addis. Anna Marie Akuri. Madeline Charlotte Allen. Owen Christopher Bailey. Abigail Bridget Benak. Cooper Lee Blatz. Hadley Rose Brelard. Koa Liam Burke. Madison Elizabeth Butler. Allison Doyle Campbell. Lily Kent Cassidy. Ian Alexander Castricane. Jacqueline Stelly Chapdelaine. Nola Sophie Ciavola. Dominic Giuseppe Serena. Riley Higgins Clark. Torin Johannes Clifford. Krista Vera Coffey. Brendan Kyle Collins. Sadie Leanne Condon. Anne Catherine Convey. Jessica Ann Cooper. Ava Marie Cody. Samuel Elliott Cowes. Jackson Foley Courtney. Michaela Grace DeSimone. Thomas Lee DeSimone. Eric Herminio Del Rosario. Marin Locke DeSimone. Hughes Daniel DeMarco. Andrew Paul Dolan. Christopher John Domaraki. Luke William Wood Domaraki. Aiden James Donovan. Alexis Rose Donovan. Jackson Francis Doobie. Cassius Ronan Fecky. Maggie Joyce Farrakano. Oliver Graham Fisher. Mia May Catherine Flynn. Nicholas Dominic Frenney. Cynthia Ann Gallagher. Nora Ann Gamber. Ryan David Gillis. Robert Joseph Glenn. Walker Howland Goodrich. Matilde Avery Gordon. Peter Calvin Gordeau. Ariel Fern Greenberg. Lucas Kihumjian Roberio. Eve Christina Goodral. Haley Reed Hamilton. Clayton Henry Hollamert. Amelie Annie Hebert. Seamus Lawrence Haney. Isaac Christian Hoover. Ivy Gail Joyelle. Leo Alexander Kagan. Ava Swart Campman. Micah Hayden Katz. Nicholas Peter Kessler. Sophie Elizabeth Keys. Claire Evans Coria. Catherine Corinne Kusel. Eli Samuel LaBelle. Jonathan Lazaridis. Colin Logan Leary. Peter Mozart Leger. Lizette Johanna Thatcher Leonard. Braden Julian Little. Maximilian Dono Lockhart. Ryan Rayquen Luo. Jane Catherine McGuire. Isabel Mel Miante. Elias Mitchell Malloy. Bryn Conrad McKechnie. Sarah Allison McMahon. Evan Andrew Drews McNulty. Stefan Christensen Messer. Ethan Kendall Minster. William Henry Maroney. Quinn Patrick Monahan. Benjamin Andrew Naylor. Lucas Stephen Newton. Claire Elaine Nistel. Marcus Henry Norden. Simon Levi Norris. Kevin Parker O'Donnell. Cara Ann O'Shea. Luis Daniel Oliveira. Jack Oppen. Gracie Ann Parks. Hannah Charlotte Pasquarello. Amelia Catherine Phillips. Gianna Carolina Rendazzo. Riley Patricia J. Reeder. Grace Elizabeth Rebello. Jeremy Curtis Reed. Sydney Evelyn Ring. Liam Patrick Rowe. Jackson Forrest Sanford. Raphael Boynton Santomena. Charles Francis Shibley. Nathan Thomas Schrute. Lacey Rose Sears. Owen John Schmidt. Alexa May Sellers. Lauren Mary Sellers. Marley Meacham Shea. Olivia Grace Schultz. Sydney Sherry Smaller. Damian Frank Sorrente. Nathaniel Nevia Stanwood. Ava Lee Stinson. Caitlin Marie Story. Sophie Erigal Strosher. Walker Brown Thorne. Isabella Lucena Toledo. Maximus Erminio Vanderwilden. Brianna Patricia Visi. Hannah Vidu. Ellie Wachtel. Zachary Alton Wallace. Kaylee Francine Whalen. Vivian Moore Willett. Bridget Ann Worstel. Elizabeth Peterson Collins. Luke Declan McMahon. At this time, I would like to invite up to the stage someone who I worked with for 4 years. She was my class president, Jessie Cooper.
Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of the faculty here at Hamilton Wenham for being incredible teachers, custodians, counselors, and administrators on behalf of all of us students. We are so incredibly grateful for the environment that you have created for us to learn and thrive in. Additionally, thank you to all of the parents and guardians who have helped all of us students arrive at this celebration today. We would not have made it this far without your help with driving us to and from practices, proofreading our essays, and supporting us on every step of the way. I can't believe it's already time for this, but to the class of 2000 and 2022, congratulations, we did it. Please now join me in moving your tassels from right to left.